Hey y'all, how you doing? I'm hanging in there. Been busy couple days. My aunt sent me some more green beans and a whole bunch of tomatoes. So I got another 11 quarts of green beans canned. And tomorrow I will be making salsa out of all the tomatoes. So I've been quite busy with canning and prepping everything that I need for the canning. So yeah, it's been a long couple days. My back is killing me from it, but it's worth it. I really do like canning. Um, I love I loved when I could be gardening, um, but without my dad here to help me, it's just impossible for me to do everything by myself. So I've had to stop putting in a garden. So getting these vegetables from my aunt, because you know, she's already got canned everything she needs for the green beans. So whatever's left is what she's giving away. And I am very grateful for the fact that she is sharing all that with me. So, busy but tired. Oh, as you can tell. I know myself very well. And I've always been able to see myself and acknowledge my actions very clearly. I've lived alone for almost right around 7.5 years now. But even before living alone, life had taught me by experience that when I have something going on in my life, if I try to share it with my significant other, kind of count on them to help me through it, I don't get the support I need. So when I go through something, I go through it alone, and I end up secluding myself. I did that after Daddy died. I secluded myself for over 6 years because I was not doing well with it. Finally getting into therapy has really helped, but excuse me. I'm so sorry. So when I get stressed, when I get hurt, just like my zodiac sign, the crab, I pull myself into my shell and cut myself off from the outside world. And I know that's not a really good way to deal with things. Oh, damn. But it's what I've done my whole life. Since my girl Onyx died on the 20th, And then just a few days ago, my Goody Sapphire ornamental tarantula died on me. With all that occurring and just my typical stress levels, I cut myself off. I haven't been online a lot. Yeah, I'll get on Facebook or TikTok or YouTube and, do an upload or, watch a few videos, but, make a few posts, but I haven't been actively conversing with people because losing Onyx really hurt. When you see someone you love die, whether it be a human or a pet, it's not something you forget. And I've seen my share of both. And they do haunt me. But because I'm so used to being alone and dealing with things alone, I continue to isolate and cut off the world so I can protect myself. I know it's not healthy to do that for me. So I'm trying to work on it. I'm in a long distance relationship, and since Onyx's death, I've been distant with him as well. And then after losing Anij, my sapphire ornamental, I really went way offline for a couple days, and he didn't understand why I wasn't talking, why I wouldn't answer his calls, why I would, text a couple lines, but that would be it. And today I video talked with him and explained to him, this is just my way of protecting myself and dealing with things, is being that crab, sucking myself into my shell and letting everything else disappear for a while. But I want to change things like that. My therapy has given me new tools and new ways of handling my stress, my grief, my overwhelming emotions at times. But it's hard to sorry. It's hard to change almost 54 years of habit. It really is not easy to change that kind of behavior overnight. So I'm working so hard to make myself better and to handle life in a better way for myself than I have previously done. Some days I succeed, some days I don't. I know when I'm grieving and when I'm upset, talking with friends and loved ones really can help you through those times. But I've just been so used to being alone and handling everything alone that it's not my automatic thing to go to reach out to others when I'm in that emotion. It really is hard to change that, but I am trying. I mean, I spent, like I said, 6.5 years isolated after Daddy died. And that certainly didn't help me at all. But as long as I feel as long as I keep evaluating myself and my actions and keep pushing myself out of my comfort zone, then hopefully I can change those behaviors that are not as beneficial as they should be, or as beneficial as other ways. You know, I've told my boyfriend that, yeah, I am a great big mess. I am a serious work in progress. I'm 54 years old, but I sure as fuck don't have a whole lot of answers. And certainly not a lot of wisdom in my actions sometimes. But I am trying. I'm trying to make sure I stop those self-destructive habits that I've always had. Growing up, I didn't have the luxury of being able to be around a lot of people because of the circumstances of where I live, the fact that my parents worked and I didn't have a way to get to see people. So, I learned very young to deal with everything by myself and to count on nobody else but myself. And throughout my adult life, every time I've tried to include a loved one in my struggle, they've usually made my struggle worse and definitely much harder than it needed to be. So that change is gonna be hard. You don't just wake up one day and say, oh, okay, every time I get stressed, I'm gonna reach out to all my friends and share the load. That just doesn't happen overnight. Not at all. The stress levels rise, and the first thing I do is I cut off my phone and I don't get on social media. Because growing up, we didn't have social media. The internet really wasn't a constant part of my life until the late 90s. And even then, it was more of a convenience and not a necessity. But of course, as online media has grown, I've gotten used to it, but I still see it as a convenience and not a necessity. But because I do live alone with nobody around, I really am trying to be more conscientious about getting online and being with my friends and loved ones. But it's a hard fight. But I am fighting. And I will always fight to be better than I was. And to make those changes that will affect me in a positive rather than a negative manner. It ain't easy by any stretch, but the harder things are, the more they're worth it in the end to fight for it. So that's why I make these videos, because these videos push me way out of my comfort zone. I don't like being on camera. I don't like being on video. I certainly am not used to opening myself up about the good things about myself, but also the bad things about myself, like I've been doing. that pushes me so far out of my comfort zone, it's not even funny. But I've stayed in my comfort zone for so long that I really do keep pushing myself out of it to make myself a better person. So you know, if you're in my life and you see me withdrawing, try to engage me. And will try very hard not to shut myself off. Like I said, I'm a work in progress. I'm a big mess, but I really do hope my friends and family understand it's not them. It's not that I don't want to be around them and don't want to share my life with them. It's just the fact that old habits really do die hard. And please just be patient with me. I'm doing the best I can. I sure as fuck ain't perfect. I'm just trying to be a better person than I was yesterday. So, alright, I'm tired, as you could tell. I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video, go to sleep, go back to sleep, I should say. And just know that I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. I am very grateful for it. I hope you all can relate to what I go through and what I post. And I hope maybe sharing my flaws and my good traits help you all maybe think better about yourselves. So I'm gonna say goodnight. I hope y'all have a good night. I really do thank you for watching this. I appreciate it wholeheartedly. And just know that I love y'all. Bye.